Seems like this year has been a mixed bag for video game releases. And, we're close to the end of the year. And honestly, it's kind of hard to tell what the video game of the year is going to be, but we still got some more releases on the way. And one of them is Tetris Forever, which is supposed to be coming out this upcoming month in November. And I believe it's supposed to be appearing on the 12th for multiple game systems. And it's gonna be developed by Digital Eclipse, and it's pretty much like it's like a documentary that's gonna feature like multiple Tetris games, and it's basically going to give viewers a timeline of the game's history, and it's going to talk about the creator of the series, Alexei Pajitnov, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, and how the franchise began in Russia back in like 84, 85, and honestly, I think this is something that's quite fascinating because you don't get too many of these um in relation to video games very often. And I'm not exactly sure whether or not this is going to appeal highly to casuals, but then again, this is Tetris that we're talking about. It's one of the best-selling video game franchises of all time. In fact, it's right behind Mario. And last time I checked, I believe like the Tetris franchise, like I think in terms of like sales overall, like there's somewhere around the ballpark of like 495 million. And honestly, like Tetris for the most part has revolutionized the puzzle genre of gaming, and it has pretty much it's pretty much like, given inspiration to a lot of like, puzzle games that came out, like maybe Candy Crush and Puyo Puyo and all those other games. And it's just a shame that the puzzle genre of gaming is not really as popular as it once was. It's not really as relevant as it once was. But the Tetris series is still somewhat of an attraction to casuals because you look at some of the latest Tetris games that came out, like Tetris 99 from 2019, and then we got Tetris Effect from 2018. Those two games were really fun, especially Tetris 99. The whole battle royale thing was it was very new. It was something that you didn't really see in a puzzle game prior to that. And Tetris Effect, I think, was it was a nice little touch to a basic, puzzle series where you had like, neon lights and graphics and all that other stuff. And it like Tetris for the most part, I feel is going to just, it's going to live on for the most part. It's not going to like die. It's not going to be completely irrelevant. It's not something I don't think people are going to eventually turn on. And I do feel that like a lot of the older games, for the most part, stand the test of time because they're very basic, yet they challenge you to think, and it challenges you to use strategy, and pretty much I feel like in many ways it helps people develop mental skills and all that stuff. And I feel like Tetris was one of the few games from the 80s that really stood out for that reason, because most of the games that I was familiar with when I was growing up, like in the 90s, was like fighting, brawlers, beat 'em up, action, stuff like that. You didn't see too many high profile puzzle games that came out during the 90s for the most part. And as it currently stands, I have no idea what Tetris Forever is going to be priced at, but I do feel that the whole documentary portion of the game is going to be very interesting, to say the very least. And I think it's supposed to include like 90 minutes of like scans and original advertisements and documentary footage and stuff like that. And I think this is something that should have been done a long, long time ago, but for whatever reason, it was whatever. I feel like it probably should have been done like when they came out with Tetris Effect or Tetris 99, because I believe those two games got like mainstream attention following their respective releases. And the fact that Tetris still gets like mainstream attention here and there speaks volumes about the franchise legacy overall. And as far as the games that's supposed to be included in Tetris Forever, it's supposed to be like 10 different games. One of them is the original Tetris from 1985. You got Hatris, you got Tetris Battle Gated, Tetris 2 Bombless, Tetris Time Warp. You have like Tetris games that came out exclusively in Japan that's supposed to be on Tetris Forever. I don't think it's any of the more high profile stuff that you see in America, which is probably going to be, it's probably like a shame to a lot of people. I think Super Tetris 3 is supposed to be on this as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's going to be an inclusion of various Tetris titles from the past. And I feel like this is something that a lot of people are going to enjoy if they're hardcore, Tetris fans. But but yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be coming out, right around the holiday season. So it's going to be about like, I'd say like maybe 2 weeks or whatever before Black Friday and like about a month before Christmas. So, I mean, I could see, Tetris Forever doing at least like a million in terms of sales because I feel like it's something that's going to draw a lot of interest and intrigue to like, I guess, hardcore gamers in general. But, but yeah, I mean, Tetris Forever is something that I did not expect at all. And I do feel like it's something that is going to catch the attention of people who are like hardcore fans of puzzle genre or people who've been longtime fans of the Tetris series since the 80s.